Hi, this is Paul Inge from Tech Modeler. This is my Abrams M1A2 for my buddy build with switcher. Here we go, just going to show you that I've got the kit available and it is actually still in its box and not in any way built. Here we go then. So, this is the kit I'm building with switcher. It's got the exact same model, so well, not the same one. Obviously, we couldn't have the same model. We've got the same rendition of it. Anyway, that was a bit stupid, so but I'll leave it in anyway because I'm stupid sometimes. There we go then. So that's the kit in question. A really nice looking tank. Anyway, the Abrams. Here we go. Right, what have I got here? I've got a few extras I bought, so I'm going to show you those quickly first. First ones is lenses. I've got these SKP lenses for the tail light and headlights. I think they're very nice. I don't know whether it's going to be very good on there, but there you go, gives you an idea what they look like. They're very nice. They do replace the parts, and they're the last thing I put on normally with a bit of white glue. I've used a similar set on the Tamiya Enigma T55. They look really lovely when they're on there. You can't really paint them as good as they actually look when you actually put these on. Lovely. There we go, that's that. So that's SBK, and the number of that is SKP, and it's 117. So if you ever wanted to get a set for your tank, Abrams, that's the set number, SKP 117. The other thing I got with this, and I bought this with the kit when I bought it, was actually the actual photo it comes with, exactly for this tank from Tamiya. There it is, you can see it. It's got the basket on the bottom. This bit goes to the rear turret basket. Commanders and gunners hatches, parts of the hatch, and a mesh here, or a wire meshing that looks like it's going to be part of the top of the hull. I know that's because I actually noticed this where it goes. So it looked nice, and that part is actually called 35273. So that's 35273, and that's for the Abrams M1A1 and A2. So it's for both M1A1 and A2. There you go. So that's that bit. Right, instructions. The switcher done a really good job, so I'm just showing the fact that I've got a set because it's really handy to have, obviously. There you go. I'm going to put that down this side. Then the first thing I've got here is the whole top. Now when I first looked at this, I thought there was a problem with it, but it's actually not. It's part of the mould. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, there's a little bit there. At first I thought it was a split, but it's not. It's actually part of the moulding, so that's one good thing I haven't got to worry about. When you look at the moulding, it's nice and flat, so it's going to look really nice. It hasn't gone out of shape in any way, shape or form. What it will need is an anti-slip surface on the front, on the top I should say, around these areas. That'd be my first time I've ever done that, so it'd be interesting and a lot of masking involved, but something to look forward to as part of the build. And that'd be done quite earlier on, obviously, because it needs to be take place before you go too far with the build above. So that's good. Also the turret top will have to be done, and I'll mention that when we get to it. There you go, that's good. These parts are really nice. These are the rubber grommets, or whatever you want to call them. Inserts, I suppose is a better word for them. That goes in the road wheels. I really love the fact Tamiya does that, and some Dragon kits have got it. But really what I like about it is the fact you can actually take the wheels off and put them back on as many times as you like during the build, and it makes painting a hell of a lot easier as well. So that's good. The mesh you can see in the background won't be used in. It'll go in the spares box, which is nice to have. Also we've got a clear bit of plastic there. That's for some of the lenses and optics that are on the turret and around the vehicle, which we use later on. Also this plastic bit there is to do with the identification plates on the side. I can't remember what it is. Switcher did say what those are called. They're a sort of a identification plate for against being attacked by friendly forces, as it were. There we go. So that's that bit. I'll put that down there as well. Next sprue, I'm keeping them in the plastic because I prefer to do that until I actually start going for the kit. But once I've got them out of the packet, then I have them. This lid will be upside down, and actually everything that I use goes straight into that. So if anything does come off, I always know where they are. They're in the top of the box lid. There you go. So that's what I do. Everything looks looking nice, nice moulds. There's the gun there. I've actually got a replacement gun. Whether it'll fit I don't know, because it's a Voyager one, and I thought I was buying the one for the Tamiya kit, and guess what, it fits the Dragon one. But there's a good chance it'll fit this one. I'll find out. If I can't get it to fit, then I'll revert back to the actual plastic barrel that comes with the kit. Take a bit of cleaning up, nice gentle cleaning, but I think we can do that. Also, I've noticed there's two of these. I noticed one further down in the box. Basically the gun housing, on the turret. There's two, so I'm presuming one's for the M1A1 and one of them's for the M1A2. So the instructions should clearly show that during the build. But all the moulding parts on this kit look really nice, I must admit. I won't hold it up to the camera because sometimes you can see, sometimes you can't very well, but it does look really nice. Next bit here, commanders and gunners hatches again. Here, I'll show you that because I think that's going to show you. If I put the plaque, that shows you this is the generator that goes on the actual turret. I don't know if you can actually see that nicely because the light's not too clever for me. But if I, there it is. I see what I'm looking. There you go. Never done this before. There you go. There it is. I think you might just be able to see it now nice and clearly. That is the bit I'm talking about just there. So really nice moulding on that, so that's classic, and that's really, considering how good the moulds are, that is really good. Basket equipment for the turret, equipment, side panels, everything looks nice. Even some of the faces actually look quite nicely moulded. But I don't like building figures much, but I might consider it this time. We'll just wait and see. There you go. Here's the Voyager barrel I was on about. You can see that very good because the light's on it a bit. I can just do that. Not so good, but anyway, the kit number for this is VBS0164, but like I said, it says it's just for the Dragon kit. It doesn't mention what am I saying, Tamiya at all, but it's worth a try because I think as the barrel is the same model, it should actually work. 120mm. Turret top again, really nicely moulded. Will need a lot of anti-slip on the top, so there's a little bit down the sides here. Everything looks nice, clearly moulded. There's the other bit, the gun breech, but I think where the actual gun barrel goes into. As I said, one of them's got to be for the M1A1. So that's that. Got to do some anti-slip on the turret. The wheels, I've mentioned them earlier about the rubber inserts that go into the wheels to allow you to get the wheels on and off. The wheels are really well moulded. They look nice, and I think they're going to make it into a nice look. There's no damage or flash too much on it either. That's good. Next one is the storage. Again, I don't build storage very often because I like clean builds, but the detail looks quite nice on there. I may sit there with a paintbrush and spray it initially and then go with the paintbrush to paint it up details. Give it a go, not sure yet. Anyway, but the bottle, they've got clear bits here for the lights. I'm changing them using the lights that come with the SKP ones. So that'll be what I'll be using, but these are all going to the spares box. That was nice. The bottle's really nice. I'm actually getting dry now. It's a pity they weren't bigger and full of water, but they're not, so I'm not going to get very far with those two. They look nice anyway. They're going to be nice with a bit of colour, and I think got the decals in the box for it as well. It looks nice, excellent, lovely. Right, tracks. I'm going to use the tracks. As far as I'm concerned, the tracks are not too badly detailed. If I can do that, you can see what I mean. Not badly detailed at all, and there are pads on the inside and the outside evidently on the Abrams tracks, so I will be spraying the whole of the track in some sort of a track rusty, very lightly rusty colour, and then I will go and paint every pad individually. Take a little while to do, but then again when I'm building through tracks that takes even longer, so this is going to be quite nice. And the fact is they're called live tracks, and by live tracks I mean that they don't actually drop over any of the rollers. They don't got no sag, in other words. They actually bounce to the outward shape. These haven't, obviously, because they've been like that, but they do bounce around, so they never look as if they're sagged. So when you get rubber band tracks like this, it's sometimes, if the detail's good, use them, because at the end of the day you're getting a similar effect to what you get on the real tank. Lovely. Whole bottom, it's an original 1982 mould. What I'm going to have to do is shave off some of these little bits here so I can actually get some sort of backing plate on the inside, and then I'll fill the inside of there with a bit of plastic as well, so that the filler's got something to bite onto. Then I'll be sanding these and nice and flat. Once I've done that, to be honest, you won't even know, once it's got a bit of paint, you won't even notice there's any holes there in the first place. So that should be really good. I quite like that. I like the fact the axles are moulded on this particular kit because I wanted to sit on flat surface, and this way I'm guaranteed getting my chassis sitting true and flat on the ground. And I'll have a nice bit of oak wood to actually sit this model on when it's finished. Yep, it looks nice. That should be okay. Right, decals. I have undone this packet, I must admit, because I wanted to see what the actual film of the decal was, whether it's thick, thin or not. But actually, when I looked at it, I don't want to get any fingerprints on it, but it's actually very good, and I don't know if I can get that to show you that too much, but yeah, I think you can see that's nice. It's very sharp. The actual film for every decal is very thin, and it actually goes quite close to the actual figures as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, very nice indeed. Yep, that's good. Like that. Put that back before I damage it. Again, as I said, I like to keep things in bag until they can be used, without scratching on those silly clips. There you go. That's back in. Put it back in the bottom of the box. Now, putting things back is always a bit of a pain, but here we go. Let's give it a go. Back in. As I said, I can't get them in properly. It doesn't matter too much because they'll be coming back out on the first to actually start the build. I'll put some of this stuff back in. There you go. Back in there. That can go underneath there. And it's not going to look too bad, but I don't want to push down on the box lid. There you go. I'll put the instructions on top. But there you go, that's the one we're doing, M1A2, Abrams, Operation Iraqi Freedeem in 2003. So it's good. The kit number is number 269. So very nice kit. This is the instructions. I'm not going to go through them too much, but all I'm going to say to you is I'm flicking through, and I've decided, I can't remember which one the switcher said he was going to do, but you can see the instructions as I go through them. It's all the same, lots of nice details, and definitely a good rendition of where to put the storage. Excellent. But that is the one I'm thinking about doing, which is now the second company, 2nd Platoon, F Company, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Armoured Cavalry Regiment in Iraq on April 2003. So that's the one I'm thinking about doing. In fact, I'm more or less guaranteed to do that one. I've decided to. I won't be using Tamiya paints, I'll be using Vallejo. So, because I've got well into that, because I can spray them. I've got a nice spray booth. I've had it for about 12 years. It didn't get much use in that time, but just recently and once or twice in the past it's got used. And it's a really good spray booth. I'm really happy with it, and it does do a real good job of getting rid of fumes. But with Vallejo paints, I haven't got to worry about it so much, but I still put the spray extractor on just to help assist in getting anything out of the atmosphere, paint particles away, so I don't have to breathe them in. And it works really well. So good, back to that. But this is the one I'm going to be doing then. This is the A version in the instructions. So that is the model I'm going to be doing for our body build. Right, I'm just going to put my other model back on the bench because I need to do another half hour of building that. So if I put that over there and bring my JS7 back onto the workbench. It's nearly finished. I've only got a few things to do, but one of my things I was quite pleased with was the vision ports for the driver and commander. I actually drilled the holes out in each location where it was just marked with a little line, and then got a bit of clear sprue, cut lengths to do 5 periscopes, and then basically polished one end of one so it's nice and shiny and it looks like glass, and then shaped it with sanding sticks until it actually fitted into the hole that I'd made in the turret. And what you end up with is quite a nice looking periscope rather than just looking at a blob of plastic. So that's what I've done. It took a while, but I was pleased with the results. It's getting there slowly, a few more things to do. I've got the guards, you can see, separate little guards for it. So I've got the guards for the actual headlights. Won't put those onto the end. They will be spray painting that once they're ready. Got to drill some holes to actually so they fit nice and snug. I was going to use the photo etch ones, but I don't know whether they'd be so clever. But these should be alright. So they're the last things I put on after I've sprayed the pump, because I want to put the glass headlights in. Right, anyway, so that is my JS7. I'm on the build. Lovely model to build, I must admit. Extra piece I put on these machine guns, brass machine guns, turret, front, side and back, as you can see, and a brass gun from Voyager again. Really lovely. It's a 130mm gun on that tank, and it's low, sleek and long, and it looks like a beast. And we built about, I think, 8 of them, but then there's one in a museum in Kapinka, I think it's called, in Russia, And the reason I know these are periscopes on the side, because there was a bit of dubiousness about it. I found out you can see a video, YouTube video on there, and if you just put JS7 interior, it will show you two videos of a chap from tanks, I think in the World of Tanks, walking around the outside, and then he goes to the next video, he's sitting in either the commander, he sits in both commander and gunners, and you can actually see the periscopes sitting there, and they are square. So very unusual, but it's true. At least when I did it, I knew full well they were periscopes, and there was no dubiousness about it. So well worth a look on YouTube. World of Tanks, JS7 tank, really good, really interesting and informative. Anyway, that's the end of that. I've got to do another hour on this because I want to finish this by Friday, so it's ready for the undercoat. And then once you set the undercoat, it will sit on a shelf covered over to make sure no dust gets on it until I finish my Abrams, because that view I've got to do start to finish. So, but the build will be finished on this, which is what I wanted to do before I started it. So, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this tape, and good night to you. Thank you. Bye bye.